Hello people, so today's video is a Dunelm Lynton Fliptop dining table. Here we go. Normally at the beginning I'd tell you to sort out all of your stuff, but from Dunelm this looks great because you can see that they've already put everything in a separate bag with a letter on it for you. Some visual references inside and pictures and sizes of your components, etc. Even a screw measure. They thought of quite a few things here, and an exploded view of what it is to help you know how it goes together. Now, this was already out the box when I came, so I didn't see it from the beginning, but we've got 4 legs, the tabletop, and that part and that part. Now I don't know if the lady has already started putting it together. I would suspect that she probably has. So just bear with me and we'll go through it one step at a time and go back to the instructions. And let's have a look at what it says to do first. So the first part is to deal with the legs. And we've got a piece to put in the top, which has got holes in it, and that holds B. So A are those, and B are those. So let's get those into the legs. So in the instructions it shows a screwdriver in the top. That's all you need to know really, is that obviously you want those holes facing those holes. So if you put it in like that, okay, and when you look inside maybe it's not quite lined up, or if you try and put this in it doesn't quite screw in properly, means you can use that screwdriver in there just to turn it to line it up with the hole. So as you can see, the screw is perfectly in line with that, but if it's not, you can put your screwdriver in and you can make sure that it's pointing there, and then these two will screw straight in, and you need to do that on your 4 legs. Right, now apologies as if this is wrong compared to yours, but I can actually see now that somebody's already tried to put this together and not done a good job. I can see glue on there and stuff. So I've got 2 pieces. I don't know what you've got in your box. I'm just can't tell from the instructions. It does look like you get it in a couple of big pieces, or unless they send it you already assembled that part, that top, and this has been taken apart for some reason. So if it's in one piece already, then that's great. If it's not, you can see I've got to join these holes to these holes, and these pins have got to line up with these holes, and the dowel will go into the top. So if yours is already one piece, fair enough. If not, then obviously you've got to fit on your corner pieces. But if it is all in one piece, then I'll get to that stage and then we'll have a look at what we've got to do. One thing to note, you'll see in this picture here, it says this way yes, this way no, and what you're looking at is the holes. So if the piece that's got the holes on are holes up, that's wrong. So you need to have it facing with those holes facing down before you can start putting your legs on. Okay, I've managed to get that back together now. So what we've got now is 4 legs with your bolts that you've put in them, and they've got to line up in those holes there, and we can just push those through like that. Okay, now look in the book. You've got an E, a C, a D and an F for a little spanner, and what you want there then is you put the round washer on first. This is called a spring washer, and you put that on there, and what that actually does is it squeezes it as you put the nut on and as you tighten it up. Oops, sorry, filming and doing is not always easy. Left hand, let's swap hands. Okay, so spin that on, and then as you tighten that up, the springiness in that washer will stop that from being able to come undone. Doesn't appear to matter which leg goes where, they're all the same. So literally go around and put all your nuts and bolts on and then tighten them up with your little spanner. Now if you want to speed up tightening up the legs, obviously they've given you a spanner. It's a little bit fiddly, bit long-winded. If you've got a little socket set, like I have, you need looks like a 14 millimeter socket, and you can get that on there and you'll be able to whiz those up in a few seconds, whereas this will take you a little while longer. Doesn't matter either way though. So that's the nuts done up. The only thing I would say is obviously when you've got a spanner, don't go too crazy on tightening them up, as the power you'll have on this you'll split the wood. So obviously feel that your leg is secure, and that should be plenty to get it to go together. So step 3 then is to put the turning plate on the top, which is G with screws I. So there's that part. There's the back of I. You can see here you've got 4 holes. Move across. Line up your pre-drilled holes and put your I screws in. So the next part is to put the lock on. That's the lock, and those are the screws K. You can see it's got to go in there. And if you look inside your table, you'll see that that's got to go on there. Okay, so that's on, obviously with the pin pointing down. Release button, pin, release button. Okay, this you want stepped, not like that, so you can get to the screw holes when you turn it over. And if you look in the instructions, what we're going to do now is we're going to fit the top, and you can see the holes there that thing's got to go on. One thing I would say is that it'll start to get quite heavy in a second, so I would get the table somewhere near to where you're going to want it eventually. Okay, so I've turned the table over. You will know you've got it the right way round because your offset holes like that, when you jiggle it around, can you see them there? Oh God, I can't see, it's all right, sorry, there. You'll know that you've got it in the right place because they're underneath. So we just need to get one screw in there. You've only got one bag of screws left, and that's L. Okay, so what I suggest is put one in, then jigger it around until the others line up. Okay, so that's screwed down, and then just make sure that is locked as well before you turn the table back. So there's the table turned up the other way. If there's 2 of you, I'd suggest using 2 of you. It's a little bit heavy to turn over, so it doesn't tell you 2 people in the instructions, but I think it should. So then basically you press the button on your lock, that will unlock it, and then if you grab the edge of your table and open him up, some packaging in there, keep it nice and tidy. So that allows you to do that with it. Okay, and then if you look at the instructions, it basically says that you turn it. So if we now turn this, because I've unlocked it, you can see what's happening is the middle line becomes there. Okay, now you've got a table that seats more people. Okay, put it back away. Turn it back round 90 degrees. Okay, flip your top over. And go underneath and pop your lock back in. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much indeed.